Awesome hitting that break last night, by the way.
Oh, really? I haven't seen it yet, Brian. The video got lost in all the food pics and grandkid posts. There's just too much stuff on Facebook. I don't want to buy protein shakes for my cousin's kid or watch a cat playing piano. Facebook wasn't made for collecting, that's for sure.
Well, Chris, now there's a better way to break.
Well, spit it out. What does that mean?
There's a new platform designed specifically for breaking, created by the pros at Real Sports Cards. It's called Uncommon. When you use Uncommon, you won't see any of the Facebook clutter. You can tune in to a current break in progress, see what's dropping next, browse your favorite card categories, and easily find what you're looking for.
That looks easy as pie. How do I join a break?
You simply click, and your spot is on hold. No more constantly refreshing and commenting to claim teams. Then it safely and securely charges your account. A notification will tell you when the break is about to start, and a live chat lets you cheer each other on.
Well, this is a walk in the park compared to Facebook.
Yep, sure is.
Can I start now?
Absolutely. Visit uncommonapp.com today for a better way to break.
Where has this been all these years? I think I might delete my Facebook now.
What's happening, folks? Ryan and Titus hanging out for this morning's Friday Q&A. Say hello when you drop into the feed. We'll give a little bit for people to find the feed, drop into the chat, say hello, let us know that you are here and hanging out with us for a happy morning. It's kind of rainy today, though.
Yeah, it's kind of gross here.
So we've been on a little bit of a streak of some nice weather, and it looks like it's supposed to be good this weekend again.
Yeah. I feel like we could have been alternating between like a couple nice days, and then it's like you just get a day or two straight of rain.
Yeah, the only thing that is consistent is our state bird is now, fully out in full force. For those of you that don't know, the state bird of Minnesota is the mosquito.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean,
I got a couple on my legs.
Amberly swells up like
Yikes.
monstrous. So she got bit on the arm.
Yeah.
And she had a lump that was like this high off of her arm. It was just like swollen. And then the other night, she woke up and she said, "I can't see."
Jeez, that's not good.
And we had been out riding her bike in the driveway. And sure enough, in the middle of the night, she wakes up. Her right eye completely swollen shut.
Yikes.
From a mosquito bite.
Have you tried using? They make those like suction cup things. Have you tried one of those before?
I haven't used those.
I've tried one before. They actually work pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how you would do that on an eye, but maybe we need to get one.
Yeah. On like
on her
if she goes on
arm,
the
or
something.
if she gets
pretty good.
bit. Chip Case Restocker is in the house. What's happening? Who else is hanging out this morning? Drop us a little hello.
Figured we'd have a big crowd since Amel's gone.
Amel's gone. We'll see. We'll see if anybody shows up to talk to Titus today.
Yeah.
So how about those Wolves?
Gosh, I don't even want to talk about it.
We have to talk about it.
That was embarrassing.
We have to talk about it.
That first half was embarrassing.
Nanu is in the house. Uncommon Steve is in the house. We're waking up Switch Wolf. Still trying to wake up. It's 9:15. It's 9:15. Are you one of these guys that's up until 5 a.m.? And we got some guys that are third shift and they're up until 5 a.m. We got some people like you and I with infants, and so we're up pretty frequently through the night.
Yeah.
And then you got the other guys that play video games, Fortnite until 5 a.m., right?
Yeah.
So it would be really interesting. Like, I'm a night owl. There's no question that I'm a night owl. Like, my most productive hours of the day are like 8 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Yeah.
What are you? Are you a night owl?
I'm for sure the same, but like in the last 6 months or a year, I've been starting to do a lot more stuff in the morning. So like, I've been playing pickleball like super early sometimes. So
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess just the nature of us breaking so late.
Yeah.
It gets you conditioned for that. So.
Yeah. Were you a night owl before breaking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
like in school and stuff, like I just stay up all night and finish projects and stuff, and that's when I was the most productive for sure.
Yep. Same. Maybe it's that actually made us ready to actually do breaking.
Yeah, prepared me well.
We've had some late shifts lately. How many people have been hanging out until like 4 or 5 a.m. with some of these recent late night shifts? Any of you guys, like the guys that are like, oh yeah, I'm sticking it out all night long. I'm hanging out until 5 a.m.
Especially when we're doing player breaks.
It's that late night that late night forecaser that starts at midnight or 1.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna get full. We're gonna open it, but when's it gonna start?
Right. Bases Loaded is in the house. Bases Loaded actually made the pilgrimage to the shop yesterday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
From a long ways from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So and he's been hanging out with us and buying from us for years. Yeah. And this is like the first pilgrimage to the Real Sports Cards HQ, which is kind of fun.
We need to keep like a list of everybody that comes from out of state.
We need like a wall that people can sign or something like that,
mm-hmm.
right? I feel like like the Green Monster, how the players all sign the back of the Green Monster,
mm-hmm.
Or the restaurants when celebrities come, they have them sign something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the next shop building, we need to dedicate like, a wall in our sorting and shipping room that people can come and sign.
Maybe once we have badges and stuff in the app, you can get a badge if you come visit HQ.
Right. Oh, an achievement.
Yeah.
Unlock an achievement for visiting HQ.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Chip Case Restocker says they went to bed 2 hours ago. So in other words, you're still laying in bed right now with your phone watching Friday Q&A because you're committed. I like it. So, Crosscheck says, I think you need to start Cards and Coffee. We actually had Cards and Coffee. Hey, do you remember seeing the old Real Breaks Cards and Coffee logo?
Yep.
Yeah. We actually have a really sweet Cards and Coffee logo that we did many years ago. I mean, this was 5-6 years ago now, probably.
Yeah.
We had Cards and Coffee, and we had the lunch break with the Real Sports Cards lunch pail.
Yep, I remember that one too.
Yep. So we had all kinds of things like that, but that was also when we were rarely breaking in the morning or during the day. I mean, we were really, this was like me and Tom alternating evening shifts at that time, like 4 days a week. It was like a 4-3. So 1 week I'd have 4 and Tom would have 3, and then we'd switch the next week. And it was like that for a really, really long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, if we're gonna go live until 5 a.m., maybe we need to bring back Cards and Coffee, and then the next breaker needs to be showing up and ripping at 6 o'clock.
We might have to add a third shift.
We have to add a third shift to the breaking.
3 to noon.
Right. How well do you think we'd be able to hire for that? How many of you guys would take the 3 a.m. to noon break shift? That would be a interesting one.
I'm sure to get some snap fills for that one.
I mean, though, the thing that we see the thing that we see regularly is people coming in late and scooping up teams, and it's 2 hours earlier on the West Coast. So it's feeling late for us at 2 a.m. and some guys are just getting started at midnight on the West Coast. So that's why there's still hope of getting stuff full. Yeah. When you hit midnight and it's 1 a.m. for the East Coast guys, but we can still crank and get some things full towards the end of that shift there. So, so it is the powwow of the new dads here.
It sure is.
Right.
Yeah.
Beckett just turned 2 months.
Yep.
So Hazel must be 6 weeks.
Yep. 2 weeks behind.
Yep. So we've got a 2-month-old and a 6-week-old.
Yep.
They haven't met yet.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I feel like they're gonna have to meet pretty soon.
Yep.
So
Hazel just hit the 10-pound mark this week. 10 pounds, 10 ounces.
Wow.
As of Wednesday. So.
Wow. We just had our 2-month checkup, and I think Beckett was like 13.
Okay.
So 13 or 14 pounds. He's getting there.
Yeah.
He's like 3 inches longer.
Okay.
And like 6 pounds heavier than when he was born. So yeah. Emil is not babysitting, and Emil may never babysit.
I don't think his arms are big enough to.
Right, like how does that even work? Is the child babysit him?
Maybe.
Might happen that way. So, you glossed over the T-Wolves real quick.
Yeah.
But as much mourning as we are in for our Wolves, observations from the series.
I mean, we were up going into the fourth in every single game besides this one. So the fact that they were only able to take game 4 is pretty disappointing. So I think I saw another stat that since we played the Mavericks in like January, we were like dead last in clutch rating for the entire NBA. So, and before that they had been like 5th or something. So like one of the best teams in the NBA. And then now from January on, they've been the worst team. So it's clearly a hole in the team that, was the number 1 defensive team throughout the year that we haven't been able to close out games like that. So
right.
I'm not sure if they need to add another piece or what the answer to that is going to be for future years. But I mean, if you're not going to be able to close out games, that is really tough in the playoffs when you're going to be playing star players like that all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. One thing that interesting observation I made, my opinions about 2 players actually changed significantly over the course of the series. But they were both players on the other team.
Okay.
They were both players on the Mavericks.
All right, let's hear it.
And so I've decided that I can't stand Luka. I had not watched a ton of Luka.
Yeah.
Right? But for the entire series, having won the series, I'm not sure I've seen more whining than what Luka does in the course of a game.
Anthony Edwards is up there too.
But on the flip side, I actually grew to appreciate Kyrie way more than what my previous opinion of him has been.
He's so impressive,
He is impressive. Like, he never whined, he never complained. He played hard. He's outstanding on the skills side. I'm amazed at how quick he still is.
Yeah.
Like, he still makes defenders look slow.
Yeah.
And I was just impressed. Like, I liked his style of play.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I would have ever said that about him
without watching that series.
Without watching this series and having, primarily seen him on past teams. There. So it's clear that, the 1-2 punch, you have 2 superstars. You have 2 number 1s.
Yeah,
with Dallas.
It was just so frustrating that obviously having the two of them, they're amazing. And then the fact that we could not stop an alley-oop for the entire series.
Oh, my word. It's got to be, I mean, one of the worst things to see. Like, I'll watch guys drain open threes. It's like, you should drain an open three.
Yeah.
The amount of backdoor alley-oop dunks that we just, like, uncontested. Like, we didn't even have guys in the air.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just Luka and Kyrie are so good at getting into the paint that I gotta step in and stop them,
Right.
or make them make a pass. But
Right.
thing is, like, if they're able to get the pass off, like, you're never missing those shots.
Yeah.
In an uncontested alley-oop, you're not missing.
Yeah.
So, like, you leave someone open for a three, like, there's still a chance they miss it.
Well,
right?
I don't
They're
understand.
not missing a dunk.
I don't. It's like every other trip down the court, we either had 5 guys in the paint
Yeah.
and wide open threes,
Mm-hmm.
or no guys in the paint
Yeah.
and backdoor alley oops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they scientifically picked us apart.
Yeah.
On that.
For sure.
So yeah, as
And
far as the
still-
best defense in the NBA, I think they got picked apart a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe as the matchup, that's not it's not a big guy for Gobert to
Yeah.
go up against, but
And still, we were up in every single game. I think they're actually up as deep as like 4 minutes left was the earliest one where they lost the lead. Besides the last game, so it's
that's
like
wild.
last 4 minutes, and then I think one of them was like 2 minutes, and then obviously they lost the one at the buzzer when Luka hit the three.
Right.
Yeah. I was impressed, like, Lively at the beginning of the year. I was like, oh man, like, he could really work with this team. And then throughout the season, he didn't have an amazing rest of the season.
But he kind of
But
reappeared in
you
the.
kind of saw how he can fit in with that team moving forward. So
Yeah.
I think that was a good pick by them.
Yeah. So are you watching the finals?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. You're a big enough basketball fan to watch the finals.
Yeah, should be.
I don't care anymore.
You went to one of the games. I'm jealous.
I did. I got to go to game 2. So, and it was depressing. That was the game we were up 18
Yeah.
and gave it back.
Yeah.
So, but what can you do? What can you do? Renzo is in the house. Who else has joined us this morning? We don't have any comments on Facebook. Where's all our Facebook crew?
That's good. Everybody's watching on
Everybody's on
Uncommon.
Uncommon.
Why don't we even stream it to Facebook?
It's taken a while for us to get everybody over to Uncommon, faithfully to hang out, because we also don't have any YouTube comments. So, yeah, good. It's good to see all you guys hanging out with us on Uncommon. At this point, we do like to, tackle current events. We're gonna leave the political current event alone today.
Works for me.
Yeah, we'll keep it sports current events today, because I really don't want to see what all these guys have to say about that. But we do want to open it up to Q&A. One of the reasons we do these Friday mornings is just to hang out with you guys, and chat a little bit about current events and things that are going on. But we also always want to be an open book and invite you guys to ask us questions about our business, about the shop business, about the brakes business, about how things operate around here, or about the industry, about fanatics, about topics that are trending in our hobby. So we definitely want to open it up to you guys. If you have any of those questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and we'll tackle them as we see them. But what have your thoughts been on Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary?
I think it's one of my favorite products to open of the year so far. So obviously we're in 2024, but the fact that you could pull like 4 probably average parallels out of 99 or less, or 100 or less out of every single box is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of fun doing the player breaks, and my last one wasn't quite as great, but just opening that much and seeing just the mountains of color that you get out of 4 cases is pretty fun. So I don't think there's another product like it where you
get
have
that much color.
yeah, and you have players that don't typically get cards throughout the year. So you got these fan favorite players from teams that are retired.
Yeah.
That's like one of their only cards they get for the year. So you got tons of people chasing rainbows on guys like that because that's the only new cards that they're gonna get for the year. So
Right.
I'm always shocked, like when I look at sold listings, like what some of the stuff is like randomly selling for.
Yep.
So
Yeah. I love the Hall of Famers.
yeah,
You know, the amount of Hall of Famer color when you can bring guys in like Frank Thomas and Randy Johnson and Nolan Ryan and all of these guys onto the checklist.
Mhm.
I mean, they're in a handful of products, but they're not really in any base heavy products
exactly.
with parallels.
Mhm.
So it's really the only product where you can get all of these Nolan Ryan parallels and so much color. So, you know, as someone who grew up a Cal Ripken Jr. and Nolan Ryan collector, like I could see myself like knocking out the rainbow in archives, you know, or in platinum chrome every year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and the cards just look great. The design looks really good. A lot of the parallels look really good. Like you saw that Tory Super that I pulled. That was amazing. With the kind of the full bleed super.
The design this year with 1954 is epic. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
So if it follows the trend, they've been going 1 year every year. So if they bring this product back as 1955, now you're getting into like Harmon Killebrew, you know, the
TVs.
horizontal, the
TVs.
horizontal cards.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting to see. Well, the TVs are Bowman.
Oh yeah.
The TVs are Bowman.
Right.
And that's what they did the animes for for Bowman this year.
Mhm.
But the 55s are like the horizontal cards that have like the bright color box and the headshot image.
Yep. I know what you're talking
So
about.
those will be kind of interesting to
that'll
see
be awesome.
also. And I can see those being really good looking autograph cards
Yeah, for sure.
too.
Yeah.
So sometimes the horizontal cards make really good autograph cards.
Yeah, absolutely.
With
So
that
much
extra
space,
large
yeah.
panel to sign on.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Chris says, "Do you like Toronto's City Connect unis?" I haven't seen them. Have you seen the Toronto
Yeah.
ones?
At first the hat leaked, and I was like, I don't like that. And then somebody posted a picture of a jersey like at a store or something.
Yeah, find it for
I
me.
was like,
so I can see
I don't
it.
really like it. And then I saw, I think it was like Springer maybe wearing the whole uniform. I was like, okay, those are actually
So
kind
it
of nice.
worked okay. It worked okay as a unit.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're really dark.
Yeah. See if I can find a better
Oh,
one.
I don't like the hat at all. With the T and the maple leaf. I actually really like that jersey though. Yeah.
They're growing on me.
Not a fan of the hat. I like the jersey. I do like the jersey a lot, though. I am a little bit guilty of primarily wearing navy. So I'm a little partial to navy as a color.
There you go.
But I like that. I like that. I could dig it.
Yeah, they're
Chris thinks it's a meh,
yeah.
but
I'm still on the fence, but it's growing on me. Like I said, once I saw the whole uniform together, I was like, okay, those are a little bit better.
my current jersey fixation are Jackie Robinson Day jerseys.
Yeah.
So I picked up my first Jackie Robinson Day jersey a couple years ago in Texas, a game used
Yeah.
Jackie Robinson Day jersey. And then this year, Fanatics actually did the first time ever. They did like a commercial drop of Jackie Robinson Day jerseys on Jackie Robinson Day. They sold out on Jackie Robinson Day, but I was on the plane. I'm literally on the plane trying to buy a Minnesota Jackie Robinson Day jersey before they sold out. I was able to get one.
Oh, nice.
And then when we on Monday when we all went to the game, they actually had a Kyle Farmer Jackie Robinson Day jersey in the Twins Authentics, but it was a little too small. It was a 46. So, but it would have been fun. It would have been cool to have a game used Twins Jackie Robinson Day jersey also. But that's kind of what I've been keeping an eye out for. Like I feel like I would rock just about any team except for the Yankees.
The nice thing
as
is,
a Jackie Robinson jersey.
The nice thing is those ones never go out of style because they don't have names on the back.
No, I mean they can't get traded. I don't end up with some schmuck that is terrible.
Gets arrested for something.
I mean, that's always been the problem with Twins jerseys, though, right? Because if you go out and you get the Twins jersey of the young star for the last 40 years, that player is going to inevitably end up. By the time they're an all-star, they're playing for somebody else.
So you see so many Mauer jerseys. That's about the only one that you can that you're able to keep.
Right. Yeah. The first one that ever let me down was my Knobloch jersey. First one that ever really let me down. So, all right, what else do we have here? Jake had a little comment about being in the shop and a little shout out to Nate. So he says, I was in the shop last week. He patiently spent like 30 minutes with a kid explaining PSA grading, what's worth getting graded and not, inspecting some of the cards, and a little shout out for good customer service to Nate. We have these conversations all the time about what the philosophy is for the store, and we're going to be introducing somebody new into the store here in the coming weeks. We've got Quinn, who's been with us for about 3 months. Quinn's with us for about 3 months on the sorting and shipping team. He for the last month he's been training in the store on Saturdays, and so we're going to have Quinn be moving up into the store so that we can continue to have that, right? I mean, one of the challenges that we've had with Nate being solo in the store is he has to cover everything. Like he has to be helping everybody, and it can be tougher to spend that time individually with customers when there are other people in the store. And having Quinn up there, one, is going to be able to help us do that on a lot of days where they overlap. The other big change for the store is we're going to start pretty soon. We're going to start being open Mondays and Tuesdays. So since we opened, we've been closed on Mondays and Tuesdays since the store opened. Just for staffing. Not because Mondays and Tuesdays are bad, but just because we haven't had the team to support it.
Well, you mean Nate can't work 7 days a week?
No, yeah, I mean
Noon to 8.
I mean he should, but he's slacking off. So we're gonna be open Monday and Tuesday for all of our local friends to get their fix.
They won't have to message me anymore to see if they can come pick up their breaks.
Right? Yeah. I mean, for a lot of you guys who are local, you already know that we're here on Mondays and Tuesdays. So if you really need to stop in and get something, mostly during the day, you can pop on over and the doors are unlocked and we can get you taken care of. So
it starts getting to the evening, it's a little more hit or miss, but during the day we're here. We're here. The whole sorting and shipping team is here. Our operations team is here. I'm here. So yeah, we can pretty much get people taken care of. So Crosscheck asked if the PSA thing going to have the PSA rep there. So this Saturday evening, we're having our Grading 101 event at the shop, where we invite people in to learn about grading. We do a little bit of a tutorial on grading, and then we do some free reviews for people, but we review it with them so that they can kind of learn and understand the review process and decide if it's something that they feel comfortable doing themselves in the future. This one is not the PSA drop-off event, so you can drop off cards here, but it's not one that PSA is going to be at. That event is actually in October, where PSA is actually sending their representatives out to the store
in October to hang out with us and accept PSA submissions that they will then hand deliver back to PSA.
Yeah, that one will be really cool.
So that's going to be a fun event. They'll send out a handful of people, and we'll be able to crush some volume there for PSA subs. So.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We've been having some really nice stuff come back from 24 Bowman now. So.
Oh, sure,
Seeing some nice 10s come back. So.
Some big cars. So.
Yeah.
So does that reflect on some condition improvements for Bowman over past years?
Yeah, I think so. The color has looked pretty clean to me overall. I feel like draft had more like surface issues. Like they just like had like a weird finish on the Bowman draft cards this past year. But these have been really sharp. I think just the way that they did the borders, centering can be a little bit more just visible maybe when something is off center. But we've seen them be in pretty good shape. So
good.
Yeah.
We've still got plenty of Bowman in stock, so we'll be steady with Bowman for you guys. And should we tell them what's coming later today?
What's coming later today?
The evening drop.
Yeah.
For those of you who are Bowman fans, we are bringing back the multi-case player break to drop tonight at 10 p.m. for the Saturday break. And so we reformatted it a little bit, brought the price way down.
Yeah.
Obviously Bowman's expensive, but the 5-case player break we were running, near release was 2 hobby cases, a jumbo case, and 2 choice cases, which gets pricey. We've reformatted it to actually include the mega box cases. And so we're going 4-caser 4-caser with hobby, jumbo, choice, and mega case.
Okay, so one of each.
One of each. And that's brought the price.
Yeah.
I think the 5-caser was $199 a spot, and that's brought the price way down.
Yeah.
So, same amount of spots. We're going to have some fun with that one.
Yeah.
And then also be able to chase those mega, the Mojo autos.
Yeah.
And even the Mojo cards. The rookies.
I mean, it adds, if you consider the Mojo base color, you got a lot of refractors that are being added to the break. And obviously, it's way cheaper than any of the other cases in there. So
now, is this the first year that they've done rookie Mojos?
They've done that in Bowman Chrome.
In Bowman Chrome Megas.
Yeah, I feel like in years past, like how they've done it for Sapphire too, where they'll throw like 1 or 2 rookies in there. Like Rover in 2020, like just randomly was the only rookie on the Sapphire checklist. I feel like they've done that.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they've done.
I don't remember rookies being a staple in past Bowman Mega releases.
Yeah.
So that adds some value. Those are going to be desirable cards. We saw, what do we see, like a red Yamamoto rookie.
Nice.
Like,
even just in the ones I was opening yesterday, just getting the base Ellies and Dominguez and those guys adds good value for those spots.
Right,
so.
right. Unfortunately, right now we don't have mega box cases available for the store. We are working and hitting up Tops to see if we can get some more for the store. But right now the store is completely out of Bowman mega boxes, other than some loose that we might have, but we don't have any sealed cases left. So, Nanu asks, what's the first licensed NFL release? At the Tops conference, they told us the date, and it was, I think it was like October 2025.
Yeah, that sounds right.
For football, and April 2026 for basketball.
Okay.
I think it's either that or flipped. I think those were the dates for the first license releases.
Yeah.
But don't write off the non-licensed stuff that Tops is going to start releasing late summer. They rolled out at the Topps conference in Atlanta a month ago. They rolled out the product plan for their football, non-licensed football and non-licensed basketball releases and actual brands that they're going to be putting out into the market this year, and they look pretty darn good. Now we'll see how they execute, but I have really, really high expectations for that. The truth is they've done really, really well with the Bowman University stuff. Better than Collegiate has ever done before. And I expect them to do well with these. I mean, I'm sorry, Topps Chrome Basketball, licensed or not, with Wembanyama rookie autos and LeBron autos and Durant autos. And
Well, and like they've been saying that they're gonna intentionally choose images that they don't need to airbrush logos off of. So like having Wembanyama where you can clearly tell that he's in a Spurs uniform and it doesn't have any changes to it.
Right.
With rookie autos, it's gonna be pretty sick.
Right.
But
A lot different than baseball, where you have the airbrushed hat,
helmets.
the logo airbrushed off the hat, or a blank jersey.
I also think basketball is the easiest sport to do that on.
Sure,
like,
football gets harder too.
Yeah, you got helmets in football that are also trademarked, so you can't be showing team logos on helmets.
Yeah. Crosscheck asked if Topps non-licensed will lift non-licensed as a whole. So if Topps football and basketball non-licensed products do well, does that improve the market for a Leaf or a Wild Card, or even then does that establish a market for non-licensed Panini when their license expire?
Yeah, I don't know. I still just feel like it's a little bit different when you compare it to like Leaf or something. But you just have these like iconic Topps brands that are going to be desirable, and we've also seen with Stroud and obviously with Wembanyama that the unlicensed autos, when that's the only choice that you have for Wembanyama, is very desirable. So I don't know, just the fact that they've signed exclusive deals with these guys makes it a lot more interesting than if it was like, okay, Wembanyama has Prism autos, but here's Topps Chrome side by side.
Right.
But I don't know, even go back to like the Curry rookie year when like all those guys' Topps rookie cards are in T-shirts.
Right, they're in T-shirts.
And technically they still have team logos on them.
Right.
But none of them are in their jerseys, so they're still kind of in that limbo of.
People always reference cards like the Joe Montana rookie card or the Walter Payton rookie card, and it's like, for a long time, trading cards had headshots and not in-action photos. Topps literally had to have an insert set or like a subset within the set called in action for in-action photos in the early 80s, right? So it'll be interesting. I think so much of it also boils down to quality of checklist
100%,
and quality of including quality of hit checklists and autograph checklists. And I think that's also a big differentiator between what Fanatics is going to be able to do and what some of the other brands are going to be able to do. At the end of the day, Fanatics has incredible relationships with athletes already pre-licensed because of all of the other things that they do with athletes. So I think their ability to sign people to autograph contracts or to add trading cards to an autograph contract that already exists is going to be significant. And we already saw that with things like Tom Brady. Tom Brady signed 25 cards a release for Panini. Right? And he signed a fair amount of cards for the Bowman release.
Yeah, you know they're going to get him in the football releases.
And yeah, I mean, he's going to be a staple in the football releases, and and he's probably going to sign a little bit more
Yeah.
than he has in the
It'll be
past.
interesting to see if they're able to get guys like Mahomes or, you know, big names like that haven't really been signing the last couple of years for Panini.
Yeah,
But Mahomes hasn't had anything for a while.
right.
For a while, Panini was using Mahomes autos as teaser images and then not putting them
And
in
then
the
not
product.
putting him in the product. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. is a little bit of an outlier for Fanatics relationships.
I'm sure it'll
but-
still get done because, like, as an athlete, like, why would you not want anybody to be able to buy your jersey? Even like, that's just so.
Yeah.
Like, you worked your whole life to get there, then you're gonna not let people wear your jersey. Like, come on. So they'll get a deal done.
Right. Right. Yeah. Crosscheck. I like this, right? Crosscheck asked us a hockey question because he knows Amel's not here.
Yeah.
Macklin Celebrini, I think he's the number one, projected number one draft pick for this next NHL draft.
Yeah.
Expected to be in Series 2. Do you think that he's going to have as much impact as a Connor Bedard? I'm not sure that we're going to see impact like Connor Bedard for a while here. So Connor Bedard has been an absolute wild card from a hobby perspective.
Yeah.
From a hobby perspective.
The only comparable thing that I can think of is like John Zion rookie year in basketball. Like just how it brought everybody in from
People,
other
non-hockey collectors bought hockey this year
yeah,
because of
Connor
Bedard.
for sure.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, like our ordering patterns, we just had to put in our order for Upper Deck Series 1, which he's not expected to be in, but Upper Deck and all of the distributors essentially said your Series 2 allocation is going to be based on what you take for Series 1. And so, with this past year with Bedard, we took as much as we could get of Series 1, knowing that we would get that much Series 2.
Series 1 ended up being great.
And Series 1 still ended up being great. They hadn't told us about the SP Bedard that they snuck in there.
Yeah.
And then obviously Faber ended up being a contender for the Cup. But I tell you this, we did not do that with Series 1 this year.
Yeah.
We didn't take an unlimited amount of Series 1 this year to lock in as much Series 2 with Celebrini as we could. So I think it's different.
You would hope that they saw the impact of that Bedard SP though on Series 1 last year and potentially do something similar.
Yeah, I mean, I think hopefully they've seen that this they've seen this formula of pulling a short print of the top guy into Series 1 helps Series 1.
And it doesn't ruin their young guns for Series 2 or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be $1,000 SP like Bedard.
Yeah.
But if they pull it in, that'll add some value.
Yeah.
I feel like a little bit of our own perspective is not jaded, but affected by how many years we've had some wild rookies that have been interesting to chase.
Yeah.
So, like, I think we've seen a lot of demand in the store for the past few years, but you've got Faber and Rossi and Kaprizov and Boldy, so I feel like it'll be interesting to see what Upper Deck demand looks like from when there's not a big wild chase here in the store. So we'll see. But right on. Well, we are caught up on questions, so keep firing those questions at us if you have them, and we can keep tackling them. We've got guests in the store. Looks like. How about that? No, this is we got some guys hanging out in the store right now. It's 10 a.m. We just should leave the doors unlocked 24 hours a day. And
the coyote might get in.
oh yeah, right. It was funny. Titus sends a picture, Titus sends a video the other night of our parking lot and coyote hanging out in the parking lot.
In the parking lot, blocking my car.
Yeah, blocking Titus's car. Titus tried to run over a coyote.
I did.
And my phone had already gone off.
Yeah.
Where our exterior security cameras picked up the movement of the coyote, so I actually had a nice video of the coyote as well.
He was stalking me.
Yeah, looking for the roadrunner.
Yeah, for Emil. He could probably take down Emil.
He might be able to take down Emil. What do you do? Did you see the video in Maple Grove of the bears?
Yeah, I did see that.
Like three bears getting into somebody's garbage and then chasing after their dog.
Yeah.
We got bears.
Yeah. It's in Alaska or something.
Right, seriously. It's in the wilderness up here in Minneapolis.
Seriously. Yeah. You'd expect that at Tom's shop, but...
Right. So, well, hit us with those last questions. It's almost 10 o'clock. It's about time for us to wrap it up. If you have any last-minute things you want to drop in there, Switchwolf had bears in Andover, but that's north. That's like the far north in Andover. We're south of the river here. South of the river. Now, we don't like bears. We have been, Jake asked, when does the podcast start? So we've been having some internal conversations about taking this Q&A. And actually, I'll ask you guys a question as a part of this to get some of your input. But taking this Q&A that we've been doing on Friday mornings and actually formalizing it into an official podcast that will, make available outside of Uncommon, as well as streaming and live to places like Instagram and TikTok and things like that. We'll get it out of the studio here. We'll probably get it out into the shop where we got a little bit more space. What are your guys' thoughts about times? We do still want to do it live, so this is not going to be just a podcast that we record and publish. We still want it to be a live podcast where we field questions and things like that. So I don't want to really change the DNA of what we have, but we do have the possibility of adjusting times and things like that. So, we've been doing Friday mornings because it works well for our schedule. We don't have Friday morning breaks that we're trying to get ready for. It is a little bit of a slower time of the week. We're not getting ready for new releases generally. So it's a good time for us Friday morning at 9 a.m. But if you had to pick a time, any time that's like the ideal time for you to sit and hang out and watch a podcast. Now you guys are here, so maybe this is an ideal time for you. But if you have any ideas, drop them into the comments and let us know what you think for quality. I feel like 9 a.m. is like a good time to be slacking off at work on a Friday. Because you can't do like 9 a.m. on a Monday. Like, that's when you're coming in from the weekend. You got to kind of get a little caught up.
It's tough to do.
But like by Friday, you kind of know how your week's gone. You got a few more things you need to check off the list. Before you take off for the weekend. So you can kind of cut loose an hour of your day to hang out and talk cards. But we will expand the format of the Q&A also. So absolutely, it's not always just going to be, two of us hanging out doing the Q&A. We'll definitely invite guests in. It could be collectors, it could be industry people, it could be athletes, it could be any number of things that we can expand. So
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, the power hour lunch. All right, there's an idea. So we get Crosscheck in here. Crosscheck's coming in. I'll tell you what, if Crosscheck comes in as a guest, I don't want to be on the podcast because I want to be in the comments. So if we have Crosscheck on as a guest, it's gonna have to be like you and Emil doing the that week's podcast, so I can be in the comments asking him a bunch of rigged questions.
Yeah. I'll research the last guy on the bench on the worst team to ask him about. So
Right. Yeah. What do you think the impact of some schmuck on the bench is going to be?
I'll just make up some Russian name and try to get him.
Right.
The Crosscheck, I was definitely in my head thinking it sounds like Ryan's Wednesday, that he's got plenty of time to slack off and get out of here for the weekend, but I didn't want to say anything. So yeah, Derek owes me a round of golf. Where should I have Derek take me? Edinburgh maybe? I haven't played Edinburgh yet this year.
Yeah, that's a fun course.
Yeah. He's in good shape. But
Yeah. I've only golfed once. I golfed in the scramble.
Yep. At Rush Creek.
At Rush Creek. That's my only time.
Yep.
I hit some good shots, so I'm done for the
You did
summer.
hit some good shots.
So I can be done for the summer. I don't even have to play anymore.
Yep. Gotta keep the clubs in tip-top shape.
Is it bad that I have no desire to go play a solo round and I'd just rather do scrambles?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't have any desire to actually have to count all of my hack strokes. I just want to be able to hit some good shots and contribute to a scramble and call it a day.
Yeah, feel productive.
Yeah,
Not be too upset about inability to hit some shots.
exactly. I'm game. So, right on. Well, that brings us to 10 o'clock. That's gonna wrap it up for us on the Q&A. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we'll keep you posted as we make more and more progress towards flushing out all the details for the podcast. The other thing you can be thinking about is we still have not named that podcast yet, so
Sounds like a break credit contest.
if you've got some ideas for what to name this podcast, then make sure you're kicking those over to us at some point. But thanks for hanging out. Get back to work, you guys. Quit slacking off. Friday morning. It's not the weekend yet. We'll see you next week.